Okay, those of you in the back. Okay. Cub Scout leaders, thank you so much for not falling for the we have gifts part of the program, because I don't think he really does. I think he's telling a lie, but I don't know. But also thank you so much for taking the time to once again come out to get together and we can tell war stories and learn how to put on a better program. It is so important to me that you do that. It makes all the difference in the world. Thank you, Mike. So, January means we're looking at February's core value, which I think is it's actually one of my favorite ones. The core value for February is resourcefulness. Okay? The funniest thing about resourcefulness is that in the grand scheme of things, we don't teach boys resourcefulness. In reality, most boys are the most resourceful animals you'll ever run into. It's the adults who really need the learning about, oh, I got to go out and buy something new. No, you don't. I can use this. I can use this. Boys, meanwhile, they'll pull up a couple things they find around the house, and next thing you know, they've made a sonic screwdriver from Doctor Who. They're going, ha ha ha! And I don't even know what it means. Because they're walking around saying these things, and I'm the doctor. And I'm like, what? So, but it's because of the imagination, the ability to take things and just make wonderful opportunities, dreams out of them. So resourcefulness is by far the most fun one because you're unleashing them. Hey, what can you do? Where can you go with this? So, everything we can find can be made into something special. Everything. Not just the stuff you have in the back of your closet. We're talking everything. Your skills, your hopes, your energy, your time, all these are resources that, if used properly, create amazing worlds. Make it better while doing your best, the Cub Scout way. I have no idea who said that. I found that as an anonymous quote and I thought it was one of the best ones I'd ever heard. Because it's all about doing your best, not being the best. It's about doing your best. And if we can teach the boys that, we've done a good thing. Let your imagination release your imprisoned possibilities. Okay, that's a big long one for boys. No. The Scoutmaster initiates the ambition of the boy, leaving him free to gain his objective in his own way. Lord Baden-Powell. Simply put, the opportunity for adventure makes us all resourceful. We have the capability to go find this dream, and I can make this out of this. I can change the world this way. It's important. How does this go with the vision? Responsible, participating citizens and a leader who's guided by the Scout from law. Resourcefulness. Resourcefulness is the skills that you have. Maybe the skill you have is the ability of speech, leadership, organization. All these things have great impacts. And we want to teach the boys that it's those kind of capabilities that makes them a great participating citizen. And it's all part of character development. All right. Who's new to Roundtable? First Roundtable. I got one. I got two. I got a good group. Come on down. Come on. Yay! All right. So in December, I had 0 brand new. And I was like, oh, I've got the best thing ever. And then no one was here. And I'm like, oh, man. So I'm recycling. I'm being resourceful. One saw it, it's not really recycling. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. Everybody wants to be on TV. So we have a TV. But no, not just any TV. Hold on. These TVs are special. Because what's going to happen is I'm going to change the channel each time, and what you're going to do is you're going to introduce yourself. No, stop that. I have the power. You're going to introduce yourself, what pack you're with, what your position is, and just one interesting thing about you. But not in just a normal way. Each channel is going to be a different show with a different theme. Okay? So here we go. Are you ready?
Sure.
Yours.
I'll play your game.
Yes, you're going to play my game. Your show is a John Wayne movie. Go!
Howdy, partners. My name is Mark Scafonis, Sheriff Mark Scafonis. I am the Assistant Cub Master at PAC 956, Countryside Elementary School. And right now I'm working on my PhD, fancy book learning, climate dynamics.
That is a fancy one.
George Mason University.
Very good. Hold on. So we should change channels out now. Okay, let's change channels. What could, gosh, what is this one? I think this one should be, I think I just turned the channel to QVC. Yeah, this is like a QVC.
What? Oh.
Okay, let's see what we got. A shotgun.
What a girl I am. And over here to the left, we have this lovely, wonderful, shining, sparkly Shannon. Oh, isn't it lovely? And a mere $1,158. Oh, wait, that's her pack number. Den number 6 and assistant den number 7. She has one little envelope and is assisting 4 little tigers at Ashburn Elementary School. There we go. Thank you. Over now.
Impressive. Wow, they're setting the bar higher. Okay, let's see. Woo. Okay, we're going to change the channel again. But, oh, hey, it's a science fiction show.
See, that would have been mine too.
Science fiction. Okay. Okay, I get some sound effects. And on this planet we find Dave Ilsley, who's from the system 1484. He is a bear leader from the planet Earth, wherever that is. He has his own Bear Scout and a 5-year-old daughter, human, I believe. That's about all I got.
All right. Last one. Okay, what else we got? Oh, I just changed channel. Oh, this is my favorite one. This one is like The Sound of Music. It's The Sound of Music, or it's a musical.
The hills are alive with the sound of Chris Lewis. He comes from PAC 1484 as the Weeblo's leader. He has 15 scouts in his den, and he pulls his hair out. And he enjoys skiing and bike riding and look the Nazis.
See, I told you it was going to be awesome. All right, what made that? Okay, what made that? Was it the cardboard that I put some construction paper on it? No, it was the people who said, you know what? I'm going to have fun and I'm going to be a big kid about it. And they did wonderfully. There was no wrong way of being able to do this. These are the kind of things that you can present to your boys. Some of your boys will be shy, okay, maybe. Some of them are hams and a half, you bet. There are always great little things that you can do like this. Maybe it's something very simple as the TV like this. Maybe it's you're going to have a fake television and one of them acts as a director. Action! You remember, you guys have seen Whose Line Is It Anyway, where you always have, I guess it's Colin, is it Colin that goes with, and he always tells them, nope, that was bad, we need to change this, it needs to be a Western. Action! Do things like that. Use opportunities to let the boys just ham it up and be crazy. That's what the things they remember about Cub Scouts. That's the reason they'll say, you know what, Mom, Dad, is it a meeting tonight? Not the, oh, it's a meeting night. You want to go, it's a meeting night! Because they want to go out and have a great time. Thank you all. You guys, you met my expectations and you knocked it out of the park. Thank you so much. All right. Cub Scout sign. 2 fingers all the way up, right? All the way up. Every single meeting, I got to tell my boys it's 2 fingers all the way up. It's those wolf ears as high as they can go. And I even have to tell my leaders too. So don't feel bad if I'm saying, if I'm reminding you, it's 2 fingers all the way up. Because it's not a natural thing. It's more the ooh, I need to go to the bathroom. But no, it's 2 fingers all the way up. So if you guys would please rise and join me with the Cub Scout sign and the Cub Scout promise. I, Brian Kale, promise to do my best, to do my duty, to God and my country, to help other people, and to obey the law of the pack. Law of the pack? The Cub Scout follows the Kale. The Cub Scout helps the pack go. The pack helps the Cub Scout grow. The Cub Scout gives goodwill. 2, you may be seated. Once again, as I always say, it's okay to have the words up there. It's not a crutch. You know what? Those of you who come to Roundtable, what we're doing, man, he says it every time. Yeah, I do. There's a reason for that. Because ultimately, I want us to be packs that are encouraging everyone to participate, including the parents. And to do that, you gotta give them something, because the parents are not gonna remember the law of the pack. But they're a Kale. They're part of the promise. So have it. Maybe it's a card, maybe it's a poster, whatever. It's okay. Have these helps. Okay, so resourcefulness is right in the smack dab in the middle of the 12 core values. Okay? We are here. Well, we're almost here. We're January, looking into February. Your program should include as many of these as possible. Make it a point to identify before you do the program, what are we focusing on tonight, or today, or this weekend. You should be able to say, our point of this meeting is going to be, bam, resourcefulness, perseverance, citizenship, respect, positive attitude, whatever. Be able to say what it is beforehand so when you walk into it, you know what your focus is. Don't wait till afterward going, yeah, that was, that one had some respect in it and some positive attitude. Yeah, that was good. Because it's okay to be part of your meeting and actually even stop and go, hey boys, what do you think we're learning tonight? Okay, it doesn't kill the fun. You're not the killjoy that's in there, oh, we gotta learn now. Because it's actually part of the game too. Oh, I know. We're learning about sharks. Yes, we are. We are learning about sharks, but what about sharks? How are we learning about it? We're learning about positive attitude that they could eat us. Yes, that's what we're learning. A positive attitude that they could eat us. Run with it. Play with it. You guys, they want you to be there and have fun too. And hopefully you are. But make sure that your program is based in the core values. Okay, how does it respond to Boy Scouting? Resourcefulness is thrifty. Of all the words in the Scout law, thrifty is probably the one that boys misunderstood the most. Thrifty is not something we say in our everyday life. It just isn't. But in reality, it's the one that most parents wish their kids would learn really quickly. You know, hey, we just got, here's your allowance. Okay, great, I'm gonna go buy something. Man, it lasted 3 minutes, My kid gets a gift card. Let's go to the store. Do you have anything in mind of what you want? No! At least have something in your mind and not be a reaction like walking and going, ooh, I want one of those. You've never even seen one of those. I've always wanted one. You don't even know what it is. Thrifty is about money, yes. It's about time, yes. It's about all your resources. Thrifty is also about how you work with others, valuing their time, their effort. There's nothing worse than as leaders we put together an activity and say, okay, we got this activity, we need everybody to get here. But in reality, it's like 3 families worth of work for maybe 10 minutes. Everybody shows up. There's really nothing to do. We've just said to the whole family, well, we didn't really respect your time by creating an activity where everybody could have some type of meaning. It's important to look at these things and respect other people's time. Start on time, end on time. Huge. Okay. Cub Scouts is changing. Cub Scouts is a changing. Make your stomach hurt? Makes my stomach hurt a little bit. Change is hard. Well, sometimes. But here's what's not changing, okay? Cub Scouting will always be a family activity. It's all about family. Yes, we include the little siblings, the mom, the dad, anybody. It is a family activity. For some families, it's some of the only family activity they actually do. Great opportunity. Ranks, yep, still going ranks. The ages are still going to be the same. Den, pack meeting structure is still the same, outdoor program, yeah, all these still, so it sounds like, man, what's left? We're not really changing anything. What? Okay, here's what is changing, okay? Now, the timing of this is interesting, because it's fluctuating again, because all over the nation, people are going, yeah, but what about this? And yeah, what about this? And Nashville's like, ooh, okay, yeah. You know, that whole schedule moves to the right thing. They're going to switch to the Scout Oath and Law, retiring the Cub Scout Promise and Law of the Pack. The original date was May 2015. I've heard now maybe September. 2015 is when you should plan on. Tiger Cubs are simply tigers. Okay, that was like, okay. Aerolite will no longer require the earning of Webelos. That's a good activity, because I get plenty of kids coming in 4th, 5th grade, and all of a sudden, that's exactly right, they're isolated and they're unmotivated. I think this is a good one. I like this.
Yeah, I like that.
Activities becoming more active. I'm like, okay. And more aligned with aims and missions. Yep. Advancement will be simplified. I like that one too. Because no matter how many times I explain to some parents, okay, there are 24 possible requirements, but you only need 12. But then you get from this list in here, and then you get a B, and you do this, and you do this, and you do this. And people just look at you like,
So what do I have to
I'm a pretty smart person, but what? It shouldn't be that hard. And that the key here is having fun and having the boys grow. That's all it is. So let's work it. So simple, good. The academics and sports program is going to be discontinued. Okay. The date, May 2015, may be slipping back so as not to encroach on the summer camps, because the summer camp, they're earning tons of belt loops. You know, BB, you know, slingshot, frisbee, half a dozen others, swimming. So that one is still in flux, but they are going to move away from the belt loop program. I don't know exactly why. I would like to say because of the following things, but I don't know exactly why.
Well, I'll tell you one reason. It's very confusing in the Weeblo book when you're supposed to earn the belt loop when you're a Weeblo, but if you have to earn it again.
And earn it again. That's
Da, da,
true.
da, and then you're out. Then you're the awards chair, and you're out buying another.
I'll tell you one thing, my awards chair will be clapping about the fact that they don't have to keep up because our pack tries not to buy more than one per
Right,
boy.
exactly.
So there's positive to that.
But it's the recognition the kids get during the year.
True. Now, however, they are going to be moving towards some different type of recognition and elective programs. So that there in some of the emblems, even the emblem that is where the bead, you know, the instant recognition for wolf and bear is going to change as well. So hold on. Okay? And we're going to move towards den leader guides that are actually rank specific, which is good. There's a big difference between wolf and bear. There's definitely a difference between tiger and the rest. Okay? So here's the part that I found incredibly interesting. And there's not a whole lot of details. Matter of fact, all the details I've been able to find, it's right here. This is it. It's not as if I boiled it down to just some wonderful nuggets for you. This is the whole plate. They're going to start moving things toward Cub Scout adventures. New Cub Scout content. And what's going to be funny is these adventures, these 6 core adventures, will complete and move to your rank. That's your rank. Okay? Makes sense. I can sort of see it. I'll be interested to see what it looks like. But that's a good thing. And then the electives themselves can be created into a series of adventures as well. Okay. The key here, and the key has always been with Cub Scouting. Cub Scouting's entire purpose for being is preparation for Boy Scouts. That's its job. Fun? You better believe it. Family activities? Yes. Boys becoming a little more confident, maybe a little bit more, you know, self-confident? You bet. Learning some skills? Sure. But ultimately, it's all about preparation steps to Boy Scouts. That's what it's been. So I think I see where they're going, but this part will be the part that will really be where the rubber meets the road. Just want to let you guys know, it doesn't require you to change your program now. There's really no planning you can do for this now. But people sure do better when they actually know this is coming. Change is coming, sometimes needs to be gradual. Here we go. Hold on. All right, let's talk resourcefulness. That is what is next month. Not too far away. And it ultimately is using human resources to the fullest. Okay. You do it all the time. Den activities, pack activities, camping, all kinds of outdoor activities. Tons of opportunities. If a boy wants to try to reach a goal but is not going about it in the way you would, let him continue. Scouting is one of the best programs ever in the fact that failure is not the end. It's not like competitive sport, like, hey, you missed that one. Well, we lost. It's not that. Scouting is, you know what, that didn't work. What should we change? What would you like to do? What did you learn from the experience? How did your friends help you? What are the resources are around you that could allow us to do better? That's the joy of Cub Scouting. And I love the little quote at the bottom. You know, aerodynamically, bumblebees shouldn't be able to fly, but they don't know that. So, just let your Cub Scout try different things. As long as it's still safe, it's okay. Now, if they decide, you know, the way I want to do this is I want to toss this axe across the campfire, stop it. Hopefully I don't have to actually even say that. But, you know, it's all about you managing safety, but let them have opportunities to try different things. And sometimes the dirtier they get, the better. Mom and Dad may not like that, but the boys sure will. So give them opportunities to try different ways. The most valuable thing that they have at this age is their imagination. It really is. It's the one thing that, as adults, we keep putting on our back shelf. We don't put as much value in it as we should. We're too busy going, well, that won't work because of this, this, and this. Sure is nice to be able to pull out our imagination and really try something new. You'd be amazed what they can do. And boys absolutely amaze us all the time by what they can do when they use their imagination. Boys tend to approach problems the same way. So do leaders, so do adults. And they sometimes fail, but it's okay. Now, resourcefulness is important as far as for leaders and your committee to consider as well. Typically, we plan the exact same plan every time. It worked last time, it's going to work again. Don't worry. Resourcefulness sometimes is growing a little bit outside of your comfort zone. What other ways could we do this? Hey, you know what? We have another adult over here who actually loves woodworking, has a great shop. Maybe we'll do a Pinewood Derby construction clinic this year instead of sending the boxes home to all the parents so they can fret over building a Pinewood Derby. Maybe. All kinds of opportunities, different ways to approach things. Think outside the box. Character connections. Absolutely. This one's a great one. This one is really easy to get the boys really talking. Well, some of them, okay, it takes a minute to prime the pump. This one is almost immediately. What do you think we need to do to make this work? Oh, well, we need to do this and 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 this. Okay, want somebody, I need someone else to talk now. This, 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 this. What do you think? They're willing to talk to you ad nauseum about things like this. What does it take to do things? Because it's in their mind. I want to do this, and I can do this. And you know what? And if we went out and it snowed and we made an igloo, and then we could do this and do this. Wow. Impressive. Have ways to discuss and just ask leading questions. Any activity you're going to be doing. Hey guys, well, how do you think we should do this? It takes just a minute more than you just saying, hey guys, this is what we're going to do. Give them an opportunity. Now, that doesn't mean you change your plan all the time. Right? You know, hey, we've got our activity, I've already got everything all set up to go. Well, how do you think we should do it? Very good. Well, that would work too. Hey, what do you think we could do it this way? And let them see that there are multiple ways to attack the same problem. You ever ask a kid, if you don't know the answer to a question, what do you do? Most kids will not tell you right off the bat that we'll all go find somebody and ask the question. That's not their nature. Encourage it. Resourcefulness is knowing that your parents are there to help you. Your friends. Other adults. These are great opportunities. All kinds of resourcefulness is around you. People, places, things. Awesome opportunities. So how about EDGE? Explain, demonstrate, guide, and enable. I actually view EDGE as being the absolute model of resourcefulness. You start off by explaining something to someone, then you're actually demonstrating it, allowing them to do it, giving them gentle guidance and gentle correction, and then eventually they become empowered and they can do it on their own. That's resourcefulness. And there's so many ways to do this. Even down to the point, enable, how the boys plan an activity. Okay, what do we need to? Hey, here's your piece of paper and a pencil, write down what do you think we need for this activity. And you're just wrapping up, well, what do we need? Okay, we need a box. Write down a box. What else do we need? Oh, we need this. Okay, write that down. Now let's get on the list. You think that's all we need? I don't know. And then let them talk through, well, if we do this, we'll need some string too. Hey, that's good. Write that down. Give them the opportunity, and it's a great exercise. Wonderful way of doing it. I showed this last year. I always go through my slides of previous years just to see what I had talked about in the past. And I really love this one. This is a Genius Kit. It's a wonderful, fun activity. You remember the scene in Apollo 13 when the scrubber's not working and the scientist walks in there with a box and he dumps out, this is all we got. We got to get carbon dioxide out of the air. I love that movie because that moment right there, that's my kind of thing. It's like, ooh, I can do this, I can do this. That's exactly what we're talking about. The Genius Kit has a very distinct set of things, but instead of saying our problem is this, you're saying everybody makes something. Let's see who has the most inventive, crazy thing out of it, or the most, I don't know, a tool or something. You could actually tell them, I'm looking for something like this, or let them just see where their imagination goes, and then let them present them to their friends and say, well, it does this, and it does this, and look how I made this. These are household simple things, and more than likely, most of the stuff you've got in your recycle bin. And it doesn't have to be exactly those things. Just make it consistent. Everybody has the same stuff. It's a wonderful opportunity for the den to do something fun. Be creative. Their parents get involved too. Hey, parents, come over here and help them. But you don't tell them what to build. You're just the guy that's cutting the tape. Okay. That's okay. Fun stuff. And like I said, give awards for most imaginative, most resourceful, best workmanship, most realistic, useful, conservation-minded. Wow. We could even show the fact that this is recycling. They can shape it any wish, they can glue, they can tape, use any tools. You can make up any rules you want. Really simple. All right, so also when you think of resourcefulness, one of the first things that people think of when they think of Boy Scouts is that Boy Scouts always help other people and they're very first aid minded. For some reason, everyone believes that every scout and every scout leader has got CPR, certification, and everything else, and they could solve any kind of problem if there's a medical emergency. I wish that was true, and I would love for all of us as leaders to strive towards having our CPR certification, our first aid certification and such, and all these things, because they're wonderful to have. But in the meanwhile, our boys could actually work on the emergency preparedness pin as well. It is rank specific. Every single one of the ranks has the ability to earn this badge. Obviously, a tiger's skills are different than a Weeblo's skills. And these things are allowing them to think through. Be prepared, Baden-Powell said, was not the fact that you had absolutely everything on hand, is that you had thought through the problem and you were prepared with a solution or at least a way to take care of it when it happened. That's what being prepared was. Some of these, Tiger Cubs complete achievement 3, elected 27 out of the book. On my back table back here, I've got, the American Red Cross has a series of first aid for children books. They're not free, unfortunately, but they are relatively cheap. And there are different ones, in different age groups. So I've got some back there that you can finger through and see what they are. There's the McGruff, there's also like the McGruff Safety at Home book. And there's all kinds of these little things to teach kids some safety and what to do in an emergency. Sometimes it's just as simple as remember to keep your head, and we're all going to meet outside if something happens in our house at the mailbox or something like that, which is far enough away to be able, in case there's a fire or whatever. Something simple. But it's about thinking through what to do. If you guys look at the Boys Life magazines when they come, right? Go to the cartoon section, Scouts in Action. Yeah, it's my favorite spot. My kids, when Boys Life comes, I'm usually the one that gets in the mailbox. Like I'm looking at it as I'm walking in the door. That's my favorite thing. It's just like this. Just talking about opportunities. You know, they may never happen, but this was so cool. Why do you think you need to do that? Every award can be earned. I've got one right here. I run through ones with my boys several times, in their career, Cub Scout career, because their requirements are slightly different. As an adult, part of it too is the fact that you're thinking through the safety of your pack or your den when you meet. You have a first aid kit with you all the time? Yeah? Do you know what to do with everything that's in your first aid kit? That's the best part. I have this wonderful $80 first aid kit. Well, what do you do with this? I don't know. Then what do you have? Just in case. You don't know what to do with it. Okay. There are forceps. What am I supposed to do? I don't know! Okay, it doesn't help you. But know what's in your kit and, and have it with you. The kit should be sized for how big of a meeting. When you guys go camping, you take a first aid kit? How big is it? Not that big? Right. My first aid kit is rated for 100 people. That doesn't mean 100 people get hurt. That means it's by the mathematics of how many people would get hurt when 100 people are outside for a period of time. I'm not sure how the math works that, but I'm sure there was some beat. It's about that big, and it's got like 5 or 6 pages inside. But what the first thing I do at every single camping trip is I find a centralized location. I mount it approximately my eye height in a wide open space, and I make sure I pull the whole pack together like first aid kit right here. And I go, okay, and I'm like, don't want to use it. Okay. And then about 3 hours later, I'm bandaging up somebody. But that's just the way it is. Something as simple as that. But that's part of the leadership, the leader's requirement to earn the pin is, is thinking these things through. When you have your pack meeting and den meeting, does everybody know what they would need to do in case there was an emergency? How to leave the room? Where the fire extinguisher is? Simple stuff. All right, let's talk service stars for a minute. How many of you guys wear your service stars? I see a couple. How many of you know what the service stars are for? Oh, I said the word service, so you're thinking, well. How many of you actually use service stars with your boys? Just a couple? Yeah. Our pack has, to be truthful, our pack has been hit or miss with it. A couple years in a row, did it like clockwork. A couple years, oh yeah, we should do that. We'll get it next time. That's the funny thing about service stars. I remember when I was a boy that they gave them out like clockwork, but no one knew exactly what to do with them. So all of a sudden you had the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on your shirt. It's like, no. But we didn't know. So let's talk about it for a second. The colored background represents the program you're in. Okay? I've got a yellow, a green, and a blue here. Cub Scout, Boy Scout, leadership years. Your Cub Scouts would have a yellow background, and they could wear it. When they move to Boy Scouts, they can still wear it. A lot of Cub Scouts go, oh no, the Boy Scouts will make fun of me. No, they're not. Those are your years as a Cub Scout. And then you would start a new background.
The highest one on there?
Highest one on there.
Okay.
So if you were a tiger, wolf, bear, we've lost 1 and 2, you would have a 5 on there when you went to Boy Scouts, a 5 with a yellow. And then from then on, each year in Boy Scouts, you would have, starting with 1, a green background. So yeah, they're perfectly good. It's funny how many people don't know this and how hit or miss they are. Why are they important with your program? They really don't mean anything towards advancement. The reason they're important is because they're part of the uniform process. The uniform is one of the methods of Cub Scouting and methods of scouting. Well, what we're doing is we're also allowing them to say, you know what, I've been a Cub Scout for 3 years. Not all bears have been in Cub Scouts for 3 years. Some have. Some just joined like 2 weeks ago. And it sure is nice when they go, you know what, I've done this for a while. It gives them a confidence. But here's the different colors. There used to be an orange for Tiger Club youth. Discontinued in 2001. I haven't seen one of those in a really long time. Yellow Cub Scout, green Boy Scout, brown for Varsity Scout. I haven't seen many of those either. Red for exploring. Now I was an explorer as well as a Boy Scout at the same time. Does that mean I should wear both numbers? No. Because a year is a year. It's not as if I paralleled my years there. But if they were an explorer, and back then they had explorers that, which there's a rebirth of exploring going on, which is more vocationally based for Boy Scouts. An engineering explorer, culinary explorers, EMT, police, all, air, all these kind of things are coming back, so you'll probably see more of those. And then light blue for adult service. Okay? Now, the adults are interesting, and the fact that I can choose to wear my stars just like I am now. And the reason I do is because I want boys to ask me about it. And they do. What's that mean? Well, I was a Cub Scout for 5 years. Really? Yeah. And I earned my arrow right. Ooh. I can tell a story with my uniform, and it gives me the ability to talk to them about scouting and what it meant to me. Now, as an adult, I could add them all together and just wear them. Okay. So if I have my 5, my 7, and my 7 here, that's 19. Yes. I have to do the math again. So there is no 19 pin. There's a 10 pin, and then there's a 9 pin. There are the veteran ones, which are different, and they can be applied for. You can't just buy those at the store. But, so which means if I was going to wear nothing but blue, I'd have a blue background 10 and a blue background 9. That's boring. I like my colors. But you can do either one. So, adopting this, does it make a huge difference in your program? No. But if you start to do this, it's starting to, you should also include with it a discussion, as far as part of the program, like, you know what? Time and experience has given you, you've done these things. Think of the successes you've done this year. Think of what you guys have learned this year. What would be the difference when you a year ago? Draw it in together, sew it together so that they're looking at these years. I said, oh yeah, I did learn this, and learn this, and learn this. It's almost like confidence building. How about the attendance award? Anybody ever seen one of those? Yeah. Most people know this as the perfect attendance award, which is not. It was never meant to be a perfect attendance, even though that was sort of the way it was treated for a really, really long time. It has to do with attendance. Plain and simple. It does not have established requirements. It's like, oh, another one of those. Yeah, it's just like the recruiting strip. There is absolutely no requirement for recruiting strip. It's what your pack says it is. Just be consistent. If your pack wants to make it a perfect attendance, fine. I don't recommend that because a perfect attendance gets lost so quickly. And it's not the kid's fault that, we just couldn't make it this time, or we went on vacation, or what about attendance during the summer? What about this? What about that? It becomes too hard. But what you can do is you establish your own requirement. Hey, how about something like this? You only miss one pack meeting throughout the school year. That's pretty attainable. Maybe you miss 2 regularly scheduled in meetings during the school year. That's pretty attainable. You just make it something that's realistic. The object is to do your best. It's a little bit of a stretch goal, so you're not giving it to everybody, but that it's realistic. Maybe some other things too. Attend at least one camping trip. Yeah, you can choose anything you want. Once again, this is just another award that allows you to try to make your program better. Encourage attendance, because if the boys are there, they're having fun. There's too many opportunities in life and in their little lives to go do something else. You want them to want to go. Mom, Dad, we gotta go. Yeah, but we got so much to do now. No, I want to go. Okay, let's go. You want them to be encouraging at home too. So packs, make your own requirements. It's a very little inexpensive pen. It's like $1.50, $1.75, not much. Pinewood Derby. My pack has a Pinewood Derby in 10 days. Woohoo! And my son hasn't built his car yet. So resourcefulness is going to kick in real soon. Actually, I'm going to be cleaning out my shop, and I'm going to be telling my pack that if someone else is tool challenged, let me know when you want to come in, and you can come in and use my shop. Are there tool challenged people in your pack? Yeah, there's a lot of them. No, it doesn't necessarily, it's not a gender thing, it's just some people have done stuff and some people not. Some people are more than capable, just not confident. Sometimes we're teaching confidence to adults too. Now, Pinewood Derby should be the boys doing as much as they can. Right? Right. We all believe that, right? That's the most gorgeous car ever! You're only 7! Okay. But it should be the boy doing as much as they can. Okay, maybe all they're doing is sanding and painting. That's fine. Because I don't want my 6-year-old working with my bandsaw. That's the last thing I need. I mentioned my mom, my wife would be yelling at me, what is she thinking? But it's all about having fun with sportsmanship, but it's also about odds and ends too. Think about all the creativity that goes into Pinewood Derby cars. One year my son wanted to have the Ecto 1 Ghostbuster car, which is basically a station wagon with a whole bunch of stuff on the top of it, right? So we rough out a station wagon, he sands it, and I'm like, well, he goes, it's got to have all this equipment on top of it. Right? Sure it does. Okay, come over here. Well, what do you think? Well, it has this one tank on it. That bolt looks like it. Yeah! Well, what else does it have? Yeah, it's got some tubes and stuff. There's a shoelace. We'll cut this shoelace and glue it here and bring it around. Yeah! And next thing you know, we had a really good looking Ecto. You know, I was pulling all kinds of crazy stuff out. You know, and making a huge mess on my shop. You know, like, well, we can use this little piece of plastic that I saved because I never know when I'm going to need a piece of plastic. And this and this and this piece. And all of a sudden it made a really cool car. And he was part of it. It's like, we could do this. Yeah. Great opportunities to do all kinds of resourcefulness. Now, I have always wanted to run a trash derby. Just like I've always wanted to run a parents, no rules derby. You do that? Oh, I'm afraid of my parents. My parents might do something crazy, you know, all of a sudden CO2 cartridges, all kinds of crazy stuff. But I've always wanted to do that. And I think these are incredible things. It would be really neat. Maybe when Pinewood Derby is not even a memory, you make some type of race with odds and ends, like with that Genius kit. You're gonna make a car. Everybody's making a car, and you have a ramp, and let's see which one can go fastest. You know, other opportunities, great things the boys will remember, and they have fun doing it. Now remember, though, it's all about sportsmanship. Blue and gold. Talk about resourcefulness. Here you are bringing together 50, 100 people, more than likely for a meal and a whole bunch of program. Your centerpieces, all the decorations, everything, all the resources of your pack, members of your pack coming together to put together some amazing things. You want to highlight their crafts throughout the year, conservation things, recognize leaders, funny awards. You guys have seen the funny awards, right? You know, there's the spoon that's just been painted gold. You know, it's the Golden Spoon Award for whoever put together blue and gold. You've seen the light bulb that's stuck to a, you know, you use a hot glue stuck to a piece of wood. It's the Bright Idea Award. You guys have seen the, wait a minute, there was something with a big bunch of tape on it. It was the Stick to It Award. Anything you can come up with. Okay, the key to these awards is not that, oh, it's wonderful, I'll treasure it always. It's going to go in a wonderful place in my house. Because when they get home, the spouse looks at it and goes, no. And it's got to go away. It's about saying thank you. It's about recognizing people and the boys seeing that saying thank you has amazing value. How about resourcefulness as far as helping others? Scouting for food now is 3 months ago. 2.5, 3 months ago. Right? Yeah, they won't need any food again until November. How about jackets? How about blankets? How about all kinds of anything? Anything. Let the boys come up with, let them spitball ideas. How can we help other people? Well, we can do this. Yep. How can we do this? Yeah, we can do this. Yep. Let them be the planners. Now, they may need help pounding it, or they may need help pumping it up a little bit. It goes both ways. But this is a wonderful opportunity. It should be all year long. Make it, I'd love to see us, you know, Cub Scout packs do it as a quarterly thing. Every quarter, each pack finds a way to help other people. Something. Anything. Some type of service. Great opportunities. Bicycle rodeo for charity. Those are fun things. Plus there's little envelopes to go in too. Alright, so the District Pinewood Derby Championship, March 1st. Okay? Your packs, first, second, and third are eligible to go. We've moved it back to a speed championship again. Steve Wilson that spoke has done an amazing job of invigorating. And we've had great sponsors with Chick-fil-A and whomever else, and it's a great time. All these boys from different packs get to, to see that there's Cub Scouts everywhere. All this fun. And they get to root for their pack, and everyone's, good sportsmanship. It's a fun time. Obviously, it's a little late if your pack is already in the process of building their cars, but my pack, we run off the district's Derby construction guidelines, just to make sure there's no question that my top 3 can go straight to the district without an issue. Tons of fun. It's going to be at Tolbert, March 1st. Put on the calendar. Have your other boys go just kind of watch and cheer them on. It is a great opportunity to bring your pack flag and just have a, some esprit de corps pride there. University of Scouting, another great resource. How many of you guys went to powwow? Very good. Have any of you been to University of Scouting? Yeah. University of Scouting, in my opinion, is probably the one that most people go to because it is just so wide and broad of subject matter. There's Cub Scout activities, Boy Scouts, venturing. There are elective stuff too. Fun things you've always wanted to learn, like how to make a box oven. Crazy little skill sets that you're thinking, well, I don't know. But I go every year and I teach a couple courses, but I always like picking up something else that I've never tried before. And usually it's outside of Cub Scouting, because I've hit lots of Cub Scouting things. I like camping skills, so that I can wow the boys when we go camping. Something neat. Great opportunity to do this. It is Saturday, February 22nd. Registration is not open yet, but the catalog is out. So it's online and you can look at the catalog of the courses. I think registration is going to start in probably another week, give or take. Yes?
Did they say where it is?
Yeah, it's going to be still in Annandale.
Annandale, okay.
Yeah, same place.
Hayfield.
I'm sorry?
So that Hayfield last year.
Hayfield, I'm sorry, it's Hayfield. I was thinking Powell. Hayfield. It's the exact same spot. They very rarely move it. They just don't publish it until the school says.
Hayfield's in Alexandria.
And to add to that, in the Midway at University of Scouting, STEM will be there.
Nice.
And you have to go and break the things that they build. No, you don't have to go and do that. That would be really sad. But no, they're testing something they really want to.
But that's a great point. The midway at these events are filled with wonderful opportunities and tons of activities that go on throughout the council, including additional vendors that are out there that have some amazing things that apply to scouting. Whether they be entertainers, whether they be educators, whether they be other activities, whether they be camps, whether they be ski places, whether they be ropes courses, all kinds of, they come because they know they got 600, 700, 800 adult leaders there, and they want to advertise what they do. These are great opportunities to sort of pick your head up from your program for a minute and look around going, there are really cool things to do. So, it's a great day. It isn't all day, but it's one day that I view as a great investment. Yes?
Just for Cub Scout leaders?
Who? For any Boy Scout leaders, Cub Scout leaders, venturing crew, advisors. Truthfully, even parents could go. That's exactly right. It doesn't even have to be a registered scout. Typically, very few. I don't think I've seen very many parents go. But that'd be really cool, and I think they would really enjoy it. I think you get a leader out of it.
We try to sell them on the Baloo, and then get them motivated to.
That's true. Baloo is offered there. Remember, you need to have at least one Baloo on every camp trip. You're better off having two, because there's a Baloo leaves, the troop, and the pack has to leave. So that there are tons of great opportunities at these courses. Wood Badge, coming up. First weekend of May, first weekend of June. Doing Wood Badge? Sweet. This one? Well, I'll see you there. I'm part of the staff with that. It's a great opportunity. Wood Badge, a lot of people view Wood Badge as this, oh, it's one more training, I'm not sure I'm ready for it. It's not a question of being ready for it. It teaches what seems to be a set of tools that, oh, we all know this. But you get to look at it in a slightly different way, put them all into practice immediately, and really come away with a great set of opportunities of listening skills, communication skills, managing conflict, team building, project management, all kinds of things that you actually get to put into effect immediately. And truthfully, one of the best parts about it is you walk away too with the patrol members that your patrol are friends that you have a common ground with. Dave Carty, who we see around, he and I went through Wood Badge back in 2008, and he's one of my best friends. I would never have met him had it not been for Woodbury. And there's always opportunities for he and I to bounce off ideas. I'll go, hey, I'm thinking about doing this and this and this. And because we're coming from the exact same point of experience, yeah, that's good, but don't forget you need to make sure you incorporate this. These kind of peers and having that capability is invaluable. Roundtable does a lot of that too, but this even takes it to the next level. Great opportunity. Camp, January. We've almost gotten too far into the year. It's like it's January. Seriously? Yeah, seriously. People are making their vacation plans. Camp Snyder, going to have a wonderful lineup. As a matter of fact, they've even got some Cub Scout camping that's going to go on in April. They haven't got a registration up there yet, but keep an eye out for that. Goose Creek is going to do a wonderful job with their district camp, like usual, as always. And that's coming up June 16th through June 20th. Registration will be opening up soon. There is a pretty big difference between the early bird, well, it's funny they call it the early bird, the regular, and the late. The early bird and the regular is always a savings of $20 to $30, if not more. And late's another 20 or 30 more that you will be spending. So getting these things set up early is important. Not to mention having an adult in your pack who is talking about this, getting the medical forms, getting everything together and managing it is invaluable. Set it up as soon as possible. And don't let it be one of your den leaders, and don't let it be your cub master, and don't let it be somebody else who already is managing your program. They got enough. Find another adult. There's plenty of them in your pack. Camp Ross, Camp PMI, Goshen. Goshen is for Webelos only. You're like, okay. Remember, your bears right now will be the Webelos that can go to camp. Your Webelo 2s will be gone. They'll be in Boy Scout camp. So your Webelo 1s and your bears right now will be the ones eligible for this. It is a great opportunity to not go to little boy camp. This is big boy camp. This is Boy Scout camp. And they have a ball. Tons of great activities. Parents, encourage them to go too, because you still have to have 2 deep leadership. It's okay, a lot of parents, well, I can't take a whole week off. Co-op it. My last couple years in a row, I've had members of my pack split a week. 2 or 3 days for one of them, 2 or 3 days for another. Gives them some great time with their kids, camping outside, but yet not too much camping outside. They can come home. So, think these things through, start talking them up. Here's the cost. See here, early bird ends April 25th. There's a $40 difference between April 25th and April 26th. And even more than that from May 30th to after May 30th.
You get 2 adults free, I think, if you register 7 kids.
Yeah.
That sounds about right, yeah. I haven't read it lately, but that sounds about right. Typically, yeah, there's a break that comes in there.
Do you know when campership applications are due?
I do not know when they're due, however, I know they're being accepted now. I do not believe that they are, I would bet that probably anytime around May 1st will probably be where they're going to start making real solid decisions. Because people are going to need to know whether or not they're going to camp or not. Probably even earlier than that. So, earlier is better than later. Also, you know, these are one of these situations too where if they have a large influx, there are opportunities for Friends of Scouting money to be used for it, other anonymous benefactors to step forward and take care of things. There's a lot of opportunities there, so sooner rather than later.
Right.
But the key is to get as many kids as possible to camp. It's important. All right, so you guys turned all you turned in your Journey to Excellence paperwork with your recharter, right? Seeing a lot of no's. Hey. Make sure you fill that out and turn it in. Journey to Excellence is a great opportunity to actually use a series of mileposts to help your program grow. Okay? From the change this year, from 2013 to 2014, there were actually the least number of changes in the Journey to Excellence there has been. I mean, that first year, it was like, hey, let's try it. Ooh, we need to change some things. This year, pretty close. And in reality, they're not very big. They're very simple. Like building Cub Scouting, the only change now is that you have the typical growth points, but you have a membership growth plan. What does that mean? I don't know. I have a plan.
Grow.
Hopefully, to me, what it means is that you have got a definitive plan on how you're going to go after spring recruiting, fall recruiting, retention. You've actually put a little thought to it. That's what I'm thinking. I'm sure Boy Scouts of America has a form for that, I'm sure. Service projects, the only difference there is they still want you to do the same number of service projects, but now they'd like for you to enter the hours in the Journey to Excellence website. Okay, so there's no difference there. They still want, they'd still like to see everybody have 4 service projects in a year. I think that should be very easy for a Cub Scout. The rest are the same. Really, very easy. But you should be looking at these, you should be bringing this up at every committee meeting. How are we doing? Where we're at? Okay? Parking lot. Parking lot is over there today. I want to apologize for the folks for last month who put some parking lot things in there because I know I fell down on the job because I found the cards today. Because unfortunately, my children decided it was time to rearrange some things in my office. And that was some of the things. And as I was cleaning through going, where's my box? Where's my box? Where's my box? So I will apologize. But the parking lot is also great. It is the location for if you need something, if you've got something coming up, there's a piece of information you need, please put it in there. One of the cards I looked at and it reminded me was they're the new cards for the knots. You know what? I can't find them. It was on the scouting website at one point, and I cannot find me for the life of me the brand new cards. They did change some of the rules on some of the guidelines. So continue on, continue on using the old one until it shows back up on scouting.org again. The changes were very minor anyway. All right, upcoming dates. University of Scouting, get that highlighted. Scout Sunday, Scout Sabbath. Encourage your boys to wear to their places of worship their scouting uniform. Scout is reverent. It's one of the core values of scouting. The District Arrow of Light Recognition. It's on the calendar for March 6th. I don't have any other additional information on that, but I do want to put it out there. Its intention is not to award an arrow light to your boys. Its intention is that the Order of the Arrow will put you with their dance teams and such, will create a really memorable ceremony to celebrate the fact that you have earned your Arrow of Light. So your pack will have already awarded the Arrow of Light to the boy, and then they can go to this event, and it really is very mystical, very, it's really neat to see and watch. And so more details of this will come out. The problem with why there's not so many details right up front is because it's planned by the Order of the Arrow boys. And let's face it, they're going to plan it a little closer to the March 6th time frame. Probably March 5th. But
Moving on from March 6th.
yeah, well, that'll bring it together. No, usually about a month. So I expect in the next district newsletter that goes out that Mr. Steiner puts out, there'll be details. So if not, I'll be pinging on Bobby and some of the adult advisors like, gotta have some details. But they do a great job with this, and it's a fun thing to do. And then lastly, remember next is not a round table, it's the quarter mile. All right, stop, start, continue. You guys do that right? Everybody? Feel it? I definitely want any kind of stop, starts, and continues you have in my parking lot because it really helps me know where we should go. This is a brand new year, and I've looked back and I've fallen into a rut on some of my presentations. It's time to get some new ideas. I looked at January 2013 slides, and right after this slide, I had 2013 resolution. And I always put it up here, but it would make me feel bad. Because the 2013 resolution was that at the end of every single roundtable, the leaders who attended would put down 3 things that they would love to see in the parking lot. How many times did that happen? Yeah, one. It happened after I told the people in the January, and then it stopped. But no, I still would love any kind of anything you'd love to see, any new subject matter. Please let me know. Even to the point I'm thinking maybe this year what we'll do is we could possibly bring in some special speakers that can talk to side programs, maybe a STEM presentation, some things as we go along to gather more information. because these are wonderful opportunities to pass this along and disseminate it throughout the district. All right, quick minute. You guys have been Cub Scout leaders. Some of you I've seen in roundtables for years. Okay? The fun thing about Cub Scouts is you develop a hoarder mentality. I have box after box of stuff. My wife will go, hey, a spice jar, we don't need this anymore. Yeah, we do. What do you need it for? I don't know. I just need it. And I go put it in my box. Well, you know, and my kid's like, hey, you know, bringing down the trash. Hey, that's a perfectly good toilet tube. Put it in my box. And this and that. And next thing you know, you've got a ton of stuff. Here's the thing. The thing is, being thrifty is very good. Being resourceful is very good. But it can't be the end. You need to sometimes let go of those things. Put forth, you know, okay, I've got 25 tubes. I need to do something with them. We're going to make shakers, put beans in them and put, you know, wax paper inside, and we're going to make some type of shaker. Something. I got to do something with them. I cannot continue to hold on to them. Being resourceful and holding on to things is just for it. I'm not putting forward any joy to the boys. I'm not giving them the program any extra oomph, no extra pizzazz. Having these things for the rainy day doesn't make a difference. Just like everything you're doing as a Cub Scout leader, well, we'll get to that eventually. Why aren't you doing things now? Look for the opportunity to live in the now. Use your resources wisely, yes. Don't throw away something, okay. But use them. If I have 20 totes of things that I never pull out, eventually my boys will get too old for scouting. And then what do? Do I pass them on to the next leader? I've got 1,000 toilet paper rolls. It's awesome. They just look at you like you're silly. And then they say, sure, I'll take them. Recycle bin. Okay, we're good. Look for opportunities to actually use your resources, not just hold them. Facebook, we're doing great. We're doing good. A lot of folks have been posting things, asking questions. That's good. I'm enjoying seeing we're increasing there. We've got several people as administrators on the Facebook site, so just in case I'm, for some reason or other, incommunicado or whatever, someone can answer a question quickly. We've had questions like, you know, who's a merit badge counselor? Hey, boom, it immediately comes in there. I'm like, wow, that's really good. Was it 2 different pages? 2 different pages. One of them is Cub Scout specific, and one of them is all the district. I did that for a purpose just because a lot of times I'll find things that are crafts, or the most memorable one was people were having rain gutter regatta, and part of their tradition was after the rain gutter regatta, they would dump the water out and they would fill it with ice cream and all kinds of toppings, and the boys would eat it like it was out of a trough. Yeah, see, you're making a face, you're going, that's interesting. You're like, wow. Yeah, as adults, we all have this look like, okay, but you know what? I actually talked to the leader who did it, and the boy, well, they put cellophane in it.
Okay.
See, I was going to wait until I got you guys really grossed out before I tell you they put cellophane. But the boys, that was their favorite part, because they would have like these tons and tons of toppings, and they could make their own little section. And they said that over the last couple of years, the last challenge with the Weeblo 2s would then, whatever was left, would drink whatever was left. Oh. That is what boys live for right there. That's what boys live for. Yeah, I personally am like, oh no. But you gotta admit, that's like,
Oh, get the flu next week.
see, there's you where you went. But these are great things, and so because of that, a lot of those kind of things didn't apply to Boy Scouts. That's why I created one. It's like, it's really neat to do fun things that way. So, and what a lot of times things that apply to both, I'll actually post above, just in case, because not everybody's, you know, has like them. But they're great opportunities. They're wide open. They are moderated. Anything you've got, news, things you've done, things you'd like to know about, things you've done that didn't work out well. These are great things. Next roundtable is officially March 12th, but don't forget, Court of Honors next week. No, not come. Court of Honor is next week, next month. The Court of Honor is gonna be fun. It's gonna be an opportunity to recognize a ton of people. There are a lot of things going on in this district. All your units, make sure you go back to your unit and think about it. Who has really needs that thank you? There are a lot of people who are helping out. Who's the volunteer of the year? Because they're, you know, they do amazing things and they do make your pack go. And also the Robin L. Hayes Leadership one. That's a brand new award. And it's based on leadership within the unit. It's not a district award where, you know, like District Award of Merit, well, how have you helped the district? It's leadership within the unit, and each unit can nominate a person. Actually, in reality, each unit can nominate multiple people. And there's going to be one award. It's going to be an amazing tradition that we're going to start. So talk that through too. Otherwise, that's it. Stay warm. Have a great rest of your January. Enjoy your Pinewood Derbies. I know I will in about a week and a half. If you can help me with my chairs, I sure would love it.